Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. I'm going to be showing you how to build a prospect research automation tool inside of n8n. Alright, so let's get started. So, as you can see, I have a workflow here that consists of a submission form. We're going to then be using an HTTP request. This is what we're going to be using when we pass through a LinkedIn URL. Here, we're going to be generating a prospect summary as well as a company summary. And then we are going to use that to then generate a pre-call report and then add that to our CRM. So as you can see over here, it's waiting to actually submit some information. So I'm just going to start filling out some fields. Very popular guy inside of the AI community. I need CRM automations. Cool. Alright, so now that we submitted this, you can see that now we have received the data. When I click on this, you can see that we now have this nice beautiful JSON format with all of the information that we captured. So I'm going to go ahead and pin this data. Now I'm going to be passing in this LinkedIn URL that we gathered, and this is what we are going to be using to scrape their LinkedIn profile. Now you could just use the basic HTTP request and pass in the link itself, but you'll have to do some cleaning up with the HTML code. I'm going to be using a relevance AI tool that takes in the URL and then uses this get a LinkedIn profile / company post and get the user profile. What this will do is it'll just allow us to get a nice clean JSON format of the prospect. So how do you use this? Go to use, go to API, make sure this is deployed, and from this point you can actually just copy the sample curl, because the beautiful thing about n8n is that you can just import the curl, something like this, and then click import. Now I've already done this, so I already have all of the fields here listed below, and the only thing we actually have to fill in here is this JSON LinkedIn profile link, which we just get from here. So we're just going to go ahead and test this step. And now you can see we have a lot of information here that we just gathered from the profile. So let's go ahead and pin this data. So now what we are going to do is we're going to pass in this information and generate a summary of the prospect and the company. So the way I like to do this is I like to first write a system prompt. This is just how the model identifies as. So you are an intelligent and helpful writing assistant. And this is where we actually pass in the instructions of what we want them LLM to do. So we are using a helpful writing assistant tasked with summarizing prospects' LinkedIn profile as well as summarizing the company. And then I want to output in a JSON format a profile summary and a company summary. This just allows us to easily pass in different inputs into the next node that we would like to. So we have the profile summary. We have the company summary. Let's just go ahead and pin that data. Next, we're going to pass this into the pre-call generator. So once again, we have the system prompt, and here's where things get a little different. So I made this large prompt on how to generate a pre-call report. So you are a top-tier sales strategist and business intelligence expert with strong track record in B2B sales. Your deep knowledge of sales psychology and ability to translate research into actionable strategy makes you essential for high-impact sales preparation. And I'll just scroll down just so you can see all of this. Now you will want to edit this according to your company's needs, make it a little bit more personable so that we can spit out a better, higher quality report. But this is sufficient enough for the demonstration of this video. So, and we pass in the prospect summary as well as the company summary, and this will allow us to generate a very nice pre-call report. And this is very valuable when you are hopping on a client. That is the closest thing you will come to signing a contract. You want to make sure that you come prepared. So as you can see, it executed, and now we have a beautiful pre-call report. So sales call preparation guide, company research goals, challenges, blah blah blah. You can see sort of here. I'll just keep scrolling down. But now what we want to do is we actually want to pass all of this information into our CRM. Now you could use Airtable, Google Sheets, HubSpot, whatever it is that you desire. I'm just going to be using Airtable for today. So I'm going to be using create a record, choose your base, choose your table, and then you'll map each of these. So full name, you can actually see is that you can choose different nodes to get the information from. So we already have the full name, email, company name from the first one, and the LinkedIn URL. And then finally, we generated our pre-call report from the last OpenAI model. And then this one we can leave empty because that's something Airtable autofills itself. So let's go ahead and test this step. And it executed successfully. So now, might have to refresh this. And there you go. So now we actually have all of these fields filled out. And so there we go. We could actually go ahead and test this one more time. We'll just go ahead and unpin all this data, except for the last one. I'm not going to go ahead and refill this out, but I'm just going to execute it. So it'll take in all this information here, pass it to the HTTP request. Now it's going through generating the summaries, now the pre-call report. And finally, once this is done, we should finally see another person added to our CRM. And there we go. Perfect. So I hope you found this helpful, and if you have any questions, let me know, and thank you for watching.